IDW's Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 8, is a fun little romp that introduces a brand new character as well as brings the challenge of Metal Sonic to a head and sees the resulting heroes coming together soon to take down this metal menace. Let's get in. So we see Sonic rushing into one of Eggman's base that contains a great deal of information in terms of Neo Metal Sonic's plan. Along the way, an unseen entity helps Sonic get further into the facility. And as he comes up against a super badnik and is suddenly taken down by an unseen entity. This unseen entity is Silver the Hedgehog, our friend from the future, who helped fight with the resistance in the war against the Eggman Empire. Sonic questions if he helped them previously with the door as well, but Silver denotes no involvement in that hand that he did not give to Sonic. As they question who else is around in this facility helping out, they are approached by another Super Badnik. But this one is immediately taken down by a shot to the head. Silver notes this person as the legendary Guardian Angel, who had helped him out and various warriors several times in the war, taking out various enemies but never fully joining the resistance. Sonic wonders if this is because the reason why Silver has come back to the present. However, this is more of a joke on Sonic's part, but Silver does legit tell him that while previously when he had come back, his future was overrun by the Eggman Empire's influence, this time around when he had gone back home, he was met with the fact that there was various artificial plant life around, and no animals, no machinery, no people, just artificial plants. So he naturally came back in order to figure out what had happened. Maybe he'd find something out in terms of Eggman and his base. As they make their way, they stumble upon this guardian angel trying to work her way behind this metallic door. When Silver goes to approach this person and both thank and greet them, they immediately take off. Silver questions why, as he feels that they should be on the same side, but Sonic notes that some people simply just want to be left alone and don't really much take to other people. Silver notes this as, something very inverse to himself, as he's always wanted to be around more people, considering the kind of future and conditions he has ended up growing up in. When Sonic tries to talk to this unknown person, the wisps that are contained within her weapon go out to greet Sonic, since he saved the Wisp planet back in Sonic colors, which is why they came back in Sonic forces in order to help out Sonic's world to defend against Eggman and his empire. This character, seeing this, introduces themselves to Sonic and Silver as Whisper the Wolf. They then decide to team up in order to take down the various badniks behind the door. Silver opens it up, and they are presented with E107 Theta. E107 Theta has only ever been seen in the Archie comics, first mentioned in I think it was the Days of Future Past or the future storyline, where it was mentioned offhand, and then when the soft reboot happened in Archie, it was presented as this kind of hard hitting enemy that Sonic destroyed in his Werehog form, and now we're seeing it very much like we had seen in Sonic Adventure as a kind of engine of destruction guarding this base. We then proceed with a massive fight scene with Sonic, Silver, and Whisper taking on the various badniks and Theta. Ultimately, Sonic decides that they need to take out all the smaller misfits before they can take out Theta himself. They unleash this awesome attack that's very much worthy of like something you see out of Sonic Chronicles, where Silver just orbits Sonic around him at super speed to destroy all the mini badniks. Whisper, however, finds herself in a bit of a pinch thanks to Theta, with the Wisp popping out to defend her personally. So I think this is a good moment to kind of mention a bit of the pun. Whisper, she talks to the Wisp in a special kind of way, and she's also one of the few characters we've actually seen with a weapon that is able to use all the various Wisp powers and not just one specifically. So I think that's something very much worth note. You know, the only other person we've seen who has been so readily able to use Wisps to this degree is Sonic, but he took them into his body and not into weaponry. As Whisper finds herself in a bit of a pinch, she's helped out by Silver the Hedgehog, who then proceeds to kind of say, hey, I know you prefer working alone, but I think with all the Wisp around you, you've kind of put together your own team, which is a very cute and sweet moment. And absolutely adorable. I also like to note that her appearance reminds me very much of Anna from Overwatch, if we have any fans of that series here. You know, the way her mask is designed, very much like a sniper, where she has the one eye so she can more readily see through a scope. So that's a very interesting kind of character design we have going there. Almost like and with the mask off to the side, that's very Japanese, kind of like a yokai or some such, with the mask just off to the side. And so, once they take down Theta, they stumble upon a terminal that holds all the information that Sonic and Silver were looking for. Wisp almost immediately goes to destroy this thing and has to be held off by Sonic since they still have something of value they need to get off of it. And once Whisper backs down, Sonic questions what happened to make her so overly hostile. Yes, Eggman did some shady stuff to their world, but, you know, it just begs the question what he did to her specifically. As Silver hacks into the program, he stumbles upon something very troubling, and as they try to get in contact with Knuckles and Amy, Knuckles senses that something is wrong with the Master Emerald. Even though it's hidden in the clouds on Angel Island, something is terribly wrong, and as Sonic and Silver get in touch, they get him up to speed. That Neo Metal Sonic has taken Angel Island, building this compound around the Master Emerald itself, and Neo Metal Sonic in this compound gloats that, you know, even if Sonic were to come as Super Sonic, he'd be powerless to stop Neo Metal. So, and that's where the, you know, issue ends off. A very interesting issue. We've met yet another new friend for Sonic, another new ally in the fight against Robotnik. But here, more now than ever, it kind of calls for new characters kind of rising to the forefront. You know, Sonic Forces, if nothing else, kind of created this kind of gateway for Sonic to go out, help people, and create a new basically a new band of freedom fighters. That's the thing. Even with the end of the Archie comics and the loss of the freedom fighters, we still basically have that now thanks to Sonic Forces. The Resistance is a new brand of the freedom fighters, despite what anyone might say, though I don't think anyone would really argue with that. It's just nice to see that the freedom fighters more or less live on in spirit, with everyone just trying to take it to the forces of the Eggman Empire. So it still saddens me to have lost all that continuity without a proper ending, but Ian has been doing a great job with this series in general. Interesting, fun, and interesting new characters. You know, Whisper and Tangle are two very drastically different characters, with Tangle being very bombastic, all over the place, just ready to rumble, whereas Whisper is very silent. She's a sniper, sticks to the shadows, and interacts as little as possible. So, two very interesting characters that I hope we see more of in the future. Really build up this brand new world that Ian is building upon. And um, Evan Stanley's artwork here was absolutely great, gorgeous. You know, she does a magnificent job of depicting the emotional states of characters. You know, just solid artwork all around. If you haven't checked it out before, check out Evan Stanley's own personal story that revolves around Silver called Ghost of the Future. You can find that on her DeviantArt as well as her Tumblr. Very much worth checking out if you enjoy her art as a whole. But you know, tell me what you think about the story so far. Are you ready to see Metal Sonic, Neo Metal Sonic really throw down this time around? Do you think he'll turn into Metal Overlord just like in Sonic Heroes, or will we go in a different route? What's his plan for the Master Emerald? Is he eventually going to find Dr. Eggman, and will Eggman revert to his old ways? Who will be on the attack force to help save Angel Island? You know, lots of questions. It's pretty obvious it won't end on a terrible note, but you never know. You know, but just fun in general, and a pleasure to read this book. Ian's writing is, as always, just tops, the absolute tops. But leave me a like if you liked this video, or a dislike if you didn't, and subscribe for more Sonic the Hedgehog. Rev up and roll out.